Hoeven's office.
Hi, I'm calling because I am wondering which do you think is the more torturous method to kill children? Starving them to death or having them die of curable illnesses because the government took away their ability to afford health care? Which do you think will torture the children more when they die?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay, because Republicans are making that the decision. They're pretending the only two options are killing children via removing their health care or killing children via starving them to death. Because, by the way, it's more important to them to give more money to people who have more money than they could spend in a million lifetimes. And so I'm just wondering, like, which are you on team starve them to death or kill them via curable illness? Because you're supporting a regime that's doing one of those two things. I'm just wondering which you prefer happens.
I prefer that neither of them happen.
Well, then why are you working for a regime that's literally giving those as the only two options? Maybe consider looking for a new job, because right now you're quite literally working in direct support of a regime that's saying that those are the only two options, when you and I both know there's other options. And they're trying to blame the Democrats, which is rich, because anyone with a brain knows that they can open the government today without a single vote from Democrats. We're not stupid, and I know that they think, and probably rightly so, that their base is dumb enough to fall for their lies. But anyone who took 8th grade civics know that they're full of shit, and they're just making it so that the only options are killing children via starving them to death or killing them via taking their health care away. And you're working directly for them. So I'm not sure how you sleep at night if you don't want either of those things to happen. Your career is not worth having this on your conscience for your whole life. Maybe sleep on it. Did you go mute? No, now you actually put me on mute. I hear the difference now. I heard you there. But now the phone's still going and I can't hear you, which means I'm on mute. All right, I'm going to hang up. You should sleep on that. You're betraying your country right now. Kids are going to die because of the work you're doing. Have the day you deserve.
Good afternoon, Office of Congressman Cliff Bentz.
Hi, I just wanted to thank Representative Bentz for protecting the people of this state by making sure that ICE goes after the real problem in this country, which, as you know, is peaceful blind men.
Okay.
I'm really glad he's allowing that to happen. I'm glad he's allowing ICE, who has no jurisdiction over U.S. citizens, by the way, to violently drag blind men into custody. That's really keeping us safe in this state. He's a stand-up citizen. And you're a stand-up citizen for working for him. Those peaceful blind men are really causing a lot of problems in this country. It's good that ICE is manhandling them.
Okay, ma'am, can I get your...
No, aren't you embarrassed? Aren't you embarrassed? You're working for a regime that's beating blind men.
Ma'am, my personal opinion doesn't matter.
It does, because you're working in support of a regime that's beating blind men. How are you not embarrassed? You're the most embarrassing American to have existed. You should be absolutely ashamed in yourself. How are you so dumb to not see that they're dragging away blind men? How are you so stupid?
Ma'am, can I just go ahead and get your contact?
No, I don't give fascists my information. You're such an embarrassment. You're such an embarrassment. You're a traitor to this country.
Senator John Barasso's office, how can I help you?
Hi, I'm calling because I am wondering how many dead children you're comfortable having on your conscience.
I can't disclose my personal opinion, ma'am, but I'm more than happy to share your concerns on this with
Well, the
senator.
number's greater than 0 because you're working for a regime that's trying to make Democrats choose between killing children via starving them and killing children via removing their health care. So I'm just wondering how many dead children you're okay assisting in their murder.
Like I said, I can't disclose my personal opinion on this matter, but I'm more than happy to share any comments that you have for the senator with him.
Well, my comment's for you. My
My
comment is
today?
that you're assisting in the murder of children, and you should be really embarrassed. And your children and your grandchildren and their grandchildren are not going to remember you kindly when they find out you were working for a fascist regime who was literally trying to kill children, either again via starving them to death, because we all know we're not dumb. We know that Republicans can open the government today without a single vote from Democrats. They take us for idiots, but we're not stupid. And it's offensive that they're lying to us that it's somehow on the Democrats, despite them being able to open the government without any Democrat votes. So it's obvious that they want to kill the children, either via, again, removing their health care or starving them to death. And you're working for that regime. Have you considered what you're going to tell your grandchildren when they ask what you were doing during this time? You going to lie to them? You're going to tell them you were assisting the fascist regime?
Okay, well, ma'am, I'm more than happy to share your comments with the senator. Could I get a good name?
These were comments for you. You're working for a fascist regime. You're not just a messenger. Even the secretaries went to prison after World War II.
Okay, well, ma'am, can I get your name and zip code for you?
No, I don't give fascists my information. You're going to come
Ma'am,
show up
thank
at
you so
my
much for the
door.
call. I do need to keep
I hope
applying
you
for
never
surrounding
sleep.
constituents.
I hope you
Have a
never
good day, ma'am.
sleep a good night in your life.
Office of Senator Collins, how may I help you today?
Hi, I'm calling because I wanted to get your opinion. Which method of killing children do you think is more torturous? Starving them to death or assisting them in dying of incurable illnesses by making their health care unaffordable?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm just here to take messages to send on behalf of you to the
Well, that's not
senator.
really all you're doing. You're working for a fascist regime who's pretending our only two options are to either starve children to death or take away their health care so they die of incurable illnesses. I'm just wondering, like, which side of that you're rooting for, since the person you're working for is pretending those are the only two options, despite anyone with a brain knowing that's bullshit.
Ma'am, I'm sorry. I'm not here to share personal opinions over the phone.
You're just there to kill children.
No, ma'am.
Well, that's what you're doing. Do you sleep well knowing that the regime that you're working for is pretending those are the only two options? Despite, by the way, anyone who knows anything, the most 8th grade civics, knows that they can open the government today without a single vote from Democrats. But they're choosing to starve children to death instead. That's who you're working for. Someone who's choosing to starve children to death. Instead of, by the way, what they would be voting for is to kill them via removing their health care. They could just vote for the Democratic continuing resolution, which would allow children to neither starve to death nor lose their health care, but they don't want to do that. So that's who you're working for. I'm not sure how you sleep at night. I'm not sure how you live with yourself, quite frankly.
Ma'am, if you'd like me to read the statement on behalf of the senator for her support of the ACA tax credits, I can certainly do so.
Well, then why isn't she voting for the Democratic bill?
Again, I cannot speak on behalf of the senator.
Well,
but I
then
can
her
read you a statement.
words mean nothing if her actions are the exact opposite. I don't want to hear her lies to me if she's not going to vote for the bill with the ACA tax credits in it.
All right, I can certainly pass a message along.
Well, the message is for you. My message is that you're an embarrassment. You're a traitor to your country, and you're working for a fascist regime. Your kids are going to change their names to not have to be associated with you. You should be absolutely ashamed of yourself.
All right, ma'am. I will certainly pass that along. Thank you for
That's
calling.
for you. Sleep on it.
Thank you for calling.
Have a terrible day.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you for calling the office of Governor Glenn Youngkin. Good afternoon, Governor's office.
Hi, I'm just calling because I want to let Governor Youngkin know how goofy he sounds trying to blame Democrats for a shutdown that literally anyone with a brain knows is owned by the Republicans. He sounds goofy as fuck. I'm glad he knows the intelligence level of his base, but most Virginians aren't as dumb as he's taking us to be, and it's offensive that he thinks we are.
Okay, I'll give your message to
Yeah,
him.
let him know
Thank you
he's
for
the
calling.
worst thing to ever happen to this state, and I'm very glad he's going to be out of there soon. He's a shame. He's an embarrassment, and will go down in this state's history as the worst governor of all time.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Have a
Bye.
terrible one. You're working for a fascist. So the good news is, Virginia has declared a state of emergency to get food to SNAP recipients, but he pulled the good old Trump propaganda move and blamed the Democrats in his announcement of this. Takes us for fools. And while I'm here, elections in Virginia. You can vote early right now. Go vote blue down the line.